Marc Abrams here with my tag team partner Rich Quinones, and we are live at the 2300 Arena here in Philadelphia. We have a big night of boxing, and the Twitter thing is going through my headphones. So you hate when that happens, Rich?
I do. That's why they call it. Live stuff always can be disruptive, Mark.
So we have a big card here tonight. 7 big fights as the crowd is starting to file in here, beginning right at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll go through each fight separately, give a couple minutes on each fight. But what stands out for you?
The main event, right? Wise taking on Williams. So you got what are we looking at? A 13-fight veteran in Wise against a 6-fight veteran in Williams. But again, we're looking for some of these fighters to get tested, so to speak. Butler against Parker. That's something you and I talked about during our cold opening. 2 undefeated fighters. I like this kid, Nicholas Sullivan, who was signed by Golden Boy. I like this kid. Good amateur record. They want to move him along. He takes on Brilio Avila, who we've called a couple of his fights. Here's a fighter that, maybe has dropped 6-7 in a row, but he'll give you some rounds and he'll test you. And then we got a couple of young fighters making their pro debut. So all in all, I think we're in store for a pretty nice card this evening.
Yeah. Main event, Isaiah Wise taking on Dwayne Williams, 2 Philly guys going out. Wise at 9-2-1 with 5 knockouts. Big win for him tonight. Maybe gets him to that next level. Yeah. Maybe we'll see him on a PBC card trying to break through.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You get an opportunity to showcase yourself tonight on the Boxing TV Next Generation broadcast. And then, as you alluded to, a good showing, get some more eyeballs, and then you have an opportunity to step up not only in class, but also maybe fight on a different umbrella, under a different umbrella. And then, of course, the purse increases. I mean, that's the main thing. I believe, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, I believe a lot of these fighters kind of look at the lost year and they want to be as active as possible.
Absolutely. Co-feature, we mentioned a lot of heat yesterday at the weigh-in. You can watch on Abrams Boxing, a YouTube page. Raekwon Butler taking on Naheem Parker. Both guys at 3-0. Parker being the hometown guy, being from right across the bridge, came to New Jersey. Butler signed to RDR Promotions.
Yep.
So we have a couple conflicting things going on right here, and a little animosity between the 2 fighters.
No, and animosity is always good, and I like this matchup as well on paper. I'm high on this kid, Butler, the southpaw, well-spoken, got slick hands. I think he's also looking to kind of step up competition going forward. But look, at the end of the day, Parker comes in 3-0. This would be a nice little signature win, good matchmaking early on for these 2.
Absolutely. We also have a pro debuting, also with RDR Promotions, Rashawn Adams taking on Joshua Zimmerman, 0-4 from Baltimore. Heard a lot about Adams. He's a tall lightweight, so be interesting to see how he pans out in his pro debut.
Yeah, and Zimmerman's no pushover, so it's a good test for a young fighter making their pro debut. All his losses have been by unanimous decision. Now, granted, they're all 4th-rounders, but he'll give the young kid some work.
By the way, you can watch this fight tonight live in about 25 minutes, live on bxngtv.com for about $60 less than other fights that are going on tonight. Actually, more than $60.
That's right. That's right.
Got a 1-0 fighter named Boyma Carmo out of Sharon Hill, PA, known a little bit more in the MMA circles, taking on Michael Gibbons, a pro debuter from Atlanta.
Yeah, and you mentioned Carmo, 8-5 MMA. I love these transitions some of these fighters are making, right? MMA to bare knuckle, or bare knuckle to MMA, or MMA to boxing, and vice versa. So we'll see if some of that skill set and some of that ring generalship that he's acquired, 13 fights inside the cage, if it translates to success tonight. I'm interested in seeing him as well.
Yeah, 4-round welterweight belt. A 4-round lightweight belt. I don't know why the idiot who did the bout sheet, that'd be me.
You got to talk to the PR guy.
Welterweight. Nicholas Sullivan, the aforementioned Nicholas Sullivan, taking on Brilio Avila. Mentioned Avila, 14-fight veteran from Mexico. Sullivan, you mentioned with Golden Boy Promotions. He's with my guy Malik from Philadelphia, who's been around the block, knows his fighters, and like you said, be very interesting to see him.
Well, it's a good test because Avila comes in 7 straight losses, but the combined record of his opponents, 55-1-1. He's tough. He's got that rugged style, right? He comes forward. He's going to let his hands go. So I like this test for Sullivan. Sullivan's got a very high ceiling. I think he's going to be extremely active to not only close out the year, but in 2022.
4-round middleweight belt, Timurlan Ramkulov taking on Jadon Irvin, 1-0 fighters. 1-0 fighter Irvin, 2-1-2 for Rumkolo.
Yeah, again, it's just about the young fighters that we're showcasing at Boxing TV, the next generation, Mark. It's just about them getting some ring experience. And I don't mind if a guy comes in 1-0 against a 1-3, 1-4 fighter. You throw those records out the window.
Throw them out the window. Absolutely. I had a joke, I forgot.
That's all right. We got to get you some coffee in a little bit. You're probably still thinking about your college football plays.
Yeah. What's anyone knows? So I think it was 24-10. I have Auburn plus 14.5. They're down 14. So, plus I'm watching some other plays before we get whatever. So we'll open the show tonight with a 4-round junior middleweight bout between pro debutant Raquan McDaniel taking on Saslan Alvarov, a couple of pro debuters in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and listen, you say it all the time, right? When you have these young fighters from Philadelphia, it's almost like these turf wars. They want to put on the best showing, and I believe, is it pronounced Salama?
Is that what it is?
You tell me. You're the PR guy and the interviewer. You should know this.
I thought Saslan.
Saslam. All right, so I believe he's got a pretty deep background in the amateurs, well over 80 fights. So I think anytime you have close to 100, that tells me that you're pro ready. So we'll see how that one plays out.
I tell you what, if you get scores a big win tonight, we will be remembering.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we go 7 big fights. Real quickly, put a capper on it.
I'm just looking forward to the Sullivan in the ring, Butler in the main event. I think at the end of the day, when you have this backdrop in the 2300 arena in South Philly, all the fighters bring the lunch pail to work. They want to put on a good effort for the crowd. Still
very few tickets remaining. Again, just like last time, I see people lining up trying to get tickets. You have nothing to do on a Saturday night. You want to see 7 good fights. Good, some seats are still available. Come down here. 7 big fight starts in 25 minutes if you're from the Philly area. Just hop right over the bridge or come down Front Street. Maybe get yourself a little Tony Luke's after.
You can stop off, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Absolutely.
Have a good night. You'll hear Rich and Hollywood, Jesse Hart. You'll be sitting with some royalty.
I tell you what, I get spoiled, right? Willie Monroe, Steve Cunningham, you, Jesse Hart. They're spoiling me. Yeah, by the way, I didn't get a Wilder Fury prediction from you.
Well, I kind of put a couple cents on Fury. But I'm going to play both sides of the fence here.
You're going to hedge.
It wouldn't shock me if Wilder knocked Fury out. It would not shock me, but I'm picking Tyson Fury in maybe a late round stoppage. What about yourself?
Same thing. If Wilder still has the same game plan from the last 2 fights, he's going to get beat. He's got to use his feet. He's got to create space. Can't rely on that right-handed sledgehammer. I actually have Fury 10th round stoppage.
I can see that. See, this makes for a perfect evening. You get the fights here, hopefully over by what, 10 o'clock?
I'm thinking at 10:30.
10 o'clock. The ring walk is not until at least 11, probably later. So look at all the fights you can watch for a couple little small prices.
That's
or
right.
One more than the other. So actually, our show is a lot more cost effective.
That's right.
But no, it's going to be a great night of boxing all around. The sport's thriving in Philadelphia. We'll be back here. Back-to-back weekends in November 20th and November 27th.
Yep.
2 big shows. In fact, we may announce, if you want. Okay, this is what they call a teaser.
Yeah, that's a teaser in the business.
We may announce a major main event for our November 27th show, and you may be able to see the fighters. But you only do that one way, as if you order bxngtv.com. The show tonight, RDR Promotions, live at the 2300 Arena. We may have our main event fighters here tonight.
Interesting.
So, and it could be a thrilling main event. The 2 guys have already been talking some smack to each other on social media. It's kind of out there, but I think we may put these guys face to face tonight.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. So, we have Rich Quinones, Jesse Hart, who's shy. He didn't want to come on. He doesn't like to talk. But he'll be talking starting at 7 o'clock tonight. He'll be actually on the card at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as our promoter, Rodney Rice, walks by here. Rodney, they can't see you, but he waved everyone out there. 7 o'clock tonight Eastern Time, 7 fights. Rich Quinones. I'll be doing the post-fight interviews. Jesse Hart. Our main event will be announced for next show, and that's about it.
All right, have a good broadcast, my friend.
Have a good broadcast. Oh, and then we got you're on the broadcast all the time.
Yeah, but it's a group. It's a collaborative effort.
Collaborative effort. So,
have good post-fight interviews.
7. We have some chatters here. Oh, here, he's Rodrigo Gonzalez. He put money on Wilder. So there you go. So Rodrigo, if you win tonight.
Plus money on Wilder.
If you win tonight, you're buying sodas.
That's right.
Time.
Not bad. We'll hold them to it.
7 p.m. BXNGTV.com. 2300 Arena. See ya and enjoy the night.